Right, so we'll deal with that really annoying thing that just happened in Iberia later. But for now, it looks like the Brutii did counter-attack. I knew they would. And Numerius Percuvius actually decided to assist his mate, Quintus Lepidus, against me, Julianus the Mad. Strength versus 1-to-1 because our numbers are more or less even. And I'm guessing Lepidus, yeah, he does actually have a decent army. Well, not that decent, but it's on the same level as my army. And he actually has a fair bit of artillery, but the incendiary piggies won't be a problem at least. As for Percuvius, his army does slightly outnumber me, but it is underplenished, so with tactical use of archers, I think I could keep him away. If wait, let's deploy on this battlefield and see if we can win the battle, and then maybe net myself Campus Scythia without having to siege it. And then I'll deal with a very, very annoying situation later. If wait, let's fight this one out on a battle map and see what happens.
Today we face those proud Romans, the Brutii. They are worthy enemies, but enemies nonetheless. They stand alone. No friend has come to this place to die for them. Does this not say something about their honor? They're standing among nations. If we win here today, we do far more than just defeat an army. If we win, we take a city from the enemy. We weaken them. We take their riches, their holy places, their lands, their women folk. But the winning, that is for you to do. Are you men enough for the task? The first move in this particular game is theirs, I think. We are even matched in numbers, man for man. But that does not tell the whole story. All that said, we are the stronger. Every one of you is better than they. Remember this, and take heart from the memory. I have fought these men many times, and even now they must be praying to their false gods for mercy. They will have little enough of it from me. And remember, they may have the moon people on their side, but we have lovely hats. Those hats will shield us from their fearsome gaze.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we have the best hats because I don't have any Praetorian cohorts with their goddamn awesome crests, so moon people might fuck us up a little bit on this one. But either way, let's start deploying. So we are on defensive footing, and we actually do have a nice hill we can use for our defensiveness. Now, we'll have one army approaching from here because that's where Campus Scythia is, and the other army will be approaching from here because that's where the other guy is. So I say we deploy on this nice hill here, it's big flat land, and also that hill. If we, well, it's not really the best hill in the world, but I was going to think we could use it to drain the enemy's stamina, but it won't really work. But either way, hills are nice defendable positions, which I like to use. So making a core of my defense will be the Archer Auxilia, so I'm just going to bunch them up like here. Now, because the enemy does outnumber me, like, well, they don't really outnumber me, but just because I think there might be too many enemies, like enough to make the battle quite hairy and quite difficult, because the balance, actually no, the balance of power is actually quite well in my favour, but I think that's only because it hasn't counted the reinforcing army yet. But we do know that the balance of power is 1-to-1, so I am going to play for routing this time rather than just for straight up kills. So if I could rout the Brutii, that would be where I'd like to have things happen. So going to create a decent battle line out of early legionary corps, and that's all I really have available to me. So we're just going to create one battle line here, give them their pillums, and then we can put them into guarding formation as well. Then I'll have another unit here, so we'll just once more just spread them out a little bit. Like, oops, didn't mean to accidentally set into the camera on the general. Right, let's just try and get this one nice and neat. Just trying to make sure they're not too deep. So there we go, 3 more there. Then we'll get 3 more on the side flank here. So you can see where we're going here. We're going for another square formation to defend ourselves. Square formations do seem to be the most effective because that seems to keep out cavalry. And then we'll put 2 at the back, like 2 at the back. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the 2 rear ones here. Actually, no, we're going to face here. These are going to be like reinforcing legionaries. So I'm going to keep them behind should we need to borrow them for some reason. Archer Auxilia, by the way, don't skirmish because I know you'll try and run away and that will ruin my formation. Then Auxilia and my phone's vibrating, people. I will actually just be 1 second. Could be a very important call I'm dealing with. Yes, it is. Be right back, my friend. Okay, sorry about the interruption, my friend. I know it's incredibly unprofessional to take a phone call during a Let's Play, but I'm expecting a very important phone call right now because of my new job, and I don't quite start it yet, but I'm currently doing paperwork for it, so you get the idea. Anyway, actually, why do I even need to tell you about the interruption, considering I'll have seamlessly edited this? Oh, well, fuck off. Right, anyway. Here is my defensive formation, then. We've got a nice square formation here. One of the sides is a bit uneven, actually. Which cohort you're cohort number 3, aren't you? Right. I'm just gonna ungroup this one and do it again because I don't like this line here. Right. That's neater. Right. Either way, I've got auxiliary to prevent flanking cavalry charges. Legionaries on all flanks, basically. Basically, it's a nice tight square formation. Archers in the court. As for the general, can't forget about you. You get in here. Bit squashed up, I know. I always forget to put the general in, which is a bit silly of me, but he's just gonna have to stay here in the car, or I could actually just move the auxiliary back a little bit and move you guys just back a little bit. So there we go. That's actually perfect. Right, there we go. Nice neat formation. Let's get ready to defend the Brutii. I'm firing at will. I'm going to keep the Brutii bastards out, and actually the balance of power is still in my favour. Alright, I might pull this one off. Not sure if a rain will affect my fire arrow as well, which I was planning to use. They might not. I mean, it's not really like the worst rain ever, so I think we might get away with this one. What I am wary of is just the enemy artillery, which will start pinging away at us, and I should have really accounted for those onagers. But like I always do, I ended up forgetting. But we do know that onagers tend to be rather inaccurate, but then again, they do tend to be rather accurate. I'd say let's try and get rid of this army first, and then I'll take the offensive against this army, which will give me the chance to destroy the onagers, because I only have Julianus as the general and my only cavalry unit. And the last time I used a cavalry general to try and take out the enemy artillery, it ended up becoming a very worthless sacrifice. So let's not do that again, because that'd just be a bit silly, wouldn't it? We'll just wait for the enemy to approach. Archers are at the ready. I've got them firing at will. I've got their fire arrows on, but it looks like the enemy is just going to start forming up their battle line. Like the Brutii usually do, they've just created an absolute mess of a line by just placing everything at the front with no regard for where it's going to be positioned. Luckily, the enemy does have a fair few town watch in their army, by the way. They'll be the easiest to break. So archers, target the town watch. They'll go down easy, and that would be the great place to probably start an enemy rout. But yeah, the fire arrows aren't really coming thick and fast here, probably because of the rain, but I think it's the best we're going to have to deal with, because I really do want to play for routes on this one, because the balance of power is now severely not in my favour. I'm guessing all the reinforcements are on the field, and these guys are going to charge forward, aren't they? They know the fire arrows are going to just start wearing them down, so that, yeah, they're being smart. They're just going to charge forward, right? I hope our pilums are ready, because we've got company, lads. Like, a lot of company. They are approaching way too fast for my pilums to get in, but right, just try and get some pilums in anyway. Oh, seeing a few of them fall at least. And actually a few of them routing as well. Right, archers target the light auxiliary, try and keep them out, and then you guys, you should probably try and deal with those guys. But right, here we go. They've all just piled into my front line. Oh god, they all really are piling into my front line. Right, general, while the enemy's occupied with my front line, see if we can sneak you out of the back. We might have a chance to do some sneaky fire here. Let's get a few more units firing. Archers, I gave you an order. Target the light auxiliary. Don't target the units on the front line, because you'll end up hitting my own men. Target the auxiliary, because the enemy's now starting to break into my line. Auxiliary, we need you to come out of the back and into the general, like right now, because he is pushing into our line, and he's not routing. Right, auxiliary, stay. I think the enemy was expecting me to bring my auxiliary against the general. That's why he's pulled out. He's a coward, isn't he? He's just going to try and support his own men, but it's alright. My legionary cohorts so far are actually doing quite a decent... Oh god, he's... Right. Auxiliaries. Oh!
The enemy general is killed. Fear makes a home in our enemies' hearts.
Oh my god, you just can't make up this friendly fire sometimes. Oh my god, that one is going into history books. Oh my God, how did you fuck that one up so hard, Bruty Eye? Jesus, shit, I didn't expect that shit from the skit. Oh my God. Oh, I know it's early into my 4th year of Let's Playing, but I already know what is going in the best of montage. Jesus. Oh, how do you just do something so right? Quickly, before it gives me another great big boon, General, take out the artillery, because I know with what it gives me in one big fat hand, it's gonna take away in another hand, right? Legionaries, line up and get ready for wave 2, because here they all come. My generals actually managed to distract most of the enemy. Auxiliaries, where are you at? I need you in that other enemy general before the artillery actually takes him out. The artillery is targeting one of my chasing units. Right, units, try and stay a bit organised. We're getting a little bit disorganised here. I know it's just because I've kind of just pulled out. Those auxiliaries are trying to chase down my onager. Right, but it's alright. We've got the Scorpion under control, though the Scorpion wasn't really my big concern. Right, keep moving, general. Movement is the key. We can just quickly route out this onager here. Right, don't bother routing it, right. General, pull out before you get messed up by the auxiliary. Try and pull back to our main line, because we have strayed quite far. And I mean, that was something I really shouldn't have done there, but I got greedy. But luckily, it looks like we are winning over here, though my auxiliary aren't faring too well against the enemy general. I'm starting to lose a few men to routing. Right, archers. What can we do with archers? Archers are actually out of ammunition. No, wait, I'm not selecting my archers. Right, archers. Try and target the enemy general. See if you can hit him. Why aren't you using your fire arrows, by the way? And I can keep track of where you're firing. Right, you two, you're not doing a lot, so I need you to pull into that front line now, because I still need that enemy general taken care of. Where is my general now? Right, my general is now in actually a good position to get some flanking manoeuvres up and running. That auxiliary is still chasing me across the map though, which is actually a good idea actually, because if that auxiliary tied up and distracted, I mean, alright, the auxiliary isn't really worrying me anyway, but that's actually going to tire it out, so that just means I can get an easy kill on it right away. Right, anyway, my general's going to go right into the back of some of those men. That's hopefully going to start cracking them, start breaking them towards the routing position. Try and pull out and get another charge. We could just keep flanking. That's what we want to do. Just take advantage of their exposed flanks, because that's what they are concerned about. And now the auxiliary are closing in on you, so and the enemy army is pulling out. Right, that's only one of the enemy armies, and I hit my bloody archer auxiliary. Right, don't worry about losing archer auxiliary. We only need to worry about killing the general, and then that should. Oh, it's only a captain. Sorry. It's only a captain. Why am I even bothering then, right? Archers, you just focus. Actually, no, archers, you just stop now, because this battle's getting a little bit too clustered for us. We've got the enemy general on the route now, so if we just kill him quickly. Oh, he was a general. I thought he was a captain. Oh, he was a leader. Oh, good. I forgot someone was going to take over after Plataurus inevitably died. Right, finish that one off then. Finish off the artillery, because yeah, that onager really is getting some big accurate shots on us now, which is funny because in the description of the onager it said not designed to be used against troops because it's incredibly inaccurate. But either way, we've got the Brutii on the run now. I mean, the Brutii kind of, well, onagered themselves in the foot by killing off their own general. I mean, Numerius Percuvius, you just met the most hilarious death ever, didn't you? I mean, talk about getting stabbed in the back 13 times. Hey. Right, anyway, you get into those onagers, finish them off. The more Brutii we route here, or at least the more Brutii we kill here before they escape, the less I have to deal with. So actually, leave those guys alone. Chase down those auxiliary before they get away. I'm going to focus now just purely on chasing down whatever's left, because whatever the Brutii do have left fighting us probably isn't going to be winning any battles anytime soon. There are a few of the Brutii units, I think, which are chasing away my routing units, but they might just be routing themselves, actually. Either way, just take down that last little auxiliary, then we can deal with those other auxiliary. Because what we are in now is we are just in the chase, so actually those guys are routing, right? We don't need to worry about any of Percuvius' army. If they route, that just means they'll just end up somewhere else on the field. My concern is dealing with those guys right now, those few little auxiliary who must be absolutely worn out by now. I mean, yeah, they are completely tired. Archers, you get in there back with your swords, actually, because my auxiliary aren't really well prepared to deal with them. I mean, my auxiliary are probably more refreshed, but Either way, we could easily just break them with it. Yeah, there we go. Nice flanking charge from my Archer Rocks here. We do have their uses. Right, General, keep chasing down the enemies, but let's try and make sure none of them make it back to Camp Scythia. That means we could just walk in and take it, which means, yeah, I lose a territory by accidentally losing that one territory in Iberia, which is somewhat annoying, but hey, at least I get another Brutii territory, and I kill 2 more of their family members, which probably means I probably have no family members left at this point. I mean, if I have no family members left, all I'm going to do actually is going to just capture Camp Scythia, then Celt Iberia again, and then I think I'll call that a campaign, because, yeah, no point going for the territories if they just declare their independence. My only beef is really with the Brutii, and I think that Scorpion's firing at me, by the way. I just saw something big land near me, because these guys were... Oh, there you go. You guys just got absolutely ruined by my cavalry, and that Scorpion is firing at me, right? Where is that Scorpion now? It's somewhere. It's way over there, actually. I'm not going to hit that anytime soon, but I don't think it's going to hit me anytime soon, at least. So, yeah, we're in a good position here. We'll just take out that Scorpion after just mowing down a few more legionary cohorts. I don't think there's anything left for us to do around here, actually. Pretty costly battle for us, actually, at the end of the day. There were a lot of Brutii, but, well, we killed a lot of them as well. So, a good battle overall, actually. Right, General, you got 1 unit left to deal with. Get rid of that Scorpion before it manages to get a bolt directly inside you, because that's not what we want to happen. Ooh, yeah, he really is firing, but it's alright. It's massively inaccurate, and I think we've pretty much wiped out the entire army of... Who was the faction leader? Just chase them all down, lads. What was he called? Quintus Lepidus. Lepidus. He was actually a real person, Quintus Lepidus. Well, his real name might not be Quintus, but Lepidus was a real guy. He was a member of the Triumvirate that was inevitably ended up in the rise of Caesar Augustus. Oh well, he's dead now.
And this day is clearly our victory.
I think that's just about all the Brutii wiped out there. That was a very good performance by us, and a very good performance by the Brutii, I might add. They did half the work for me. Oh god, I am not forgetting about that in a long time. Anyway, well done, Julianus Vermad. You did a fantastical job here. I mean, you really did bring the house down with this. I mean, we did lose about half our army, unfortunately, but at the same time, we killed 527. Quintus Lepidus' army actually did survive. 27 of them did get away in the end. But, I mean, yeah, everyone wants more. Definitely did pull in their contribution. Auxilia didn't really pull in too much, but I think I just wasn't using them very effectively. And actually, General, 102 kills to him, so fair play to him, he did very well. And then quite a few experience gained all around, actually, for a few units, so that's good. That means the army's just getting nice and stronger. And self-control is the chief element in self-respect, and self-respect is the chief element in courage, said Thucydides. And Camp Scythia was actually given to me as an extra reward. So I will capture Camp Scythia, and it looks like I'm guessing there are still Brutii family members around, because I haven't been wiped off a campaign map just yet, but either way. Camp Scythia is very grumpy.